Hey guys, it's Ron with Farming Up the Hill. Today it's kind of windy and cold outside, so we decided after we took care of the animals in the morning that we'd come up here and work in the loft. As it stands right now, it's considered an attic. As you can see, what it looks like right now. It's not heated, there's no temperature control up here. We're actually standing on the roof of the floor of the roof of the first level. It's got insulation. This is all insulated to keep the heat from coming through the ceiling. This literally is acting as an attic. But our setup now is to turn this into a spare bedroom for guests, and also a spot for Amy to have her office up here. The office will be up here. Originally, over here, this whole section, including where this doorway is, was supposed to be wide open. You could look out the windows, basically in the living room. The big set of windows on top is straight across from here. But after doing some research and trying to figure out how to control the temperature up here, we decided we couldn't open that up. Years ago, I'd go up to a friend's house, the family, and they had an A-frame, and one of the biggest problems I had was the A-frame was wide open like that, and it would just, in the wintertime, just bake you. I mean, the heat would come up, and that top, there's nothing to control it, and of course heat rises. So we decided no, because we have a door that we could open and close and be able to let heat in and out as somebody would need it, or if we had to, we got little furnaces, little heaters we could bring up here and work on it that way. So we do have two windows, so we can open those up. We got to get screens for them, but we could have them opened up to let some little cross ventilation to get the heat out if we need to. So there's things like that we could do just to try to control the temperature up here a little better. On the other side of the wall, there's a little ledge. We're going to finish it out and make it look nice and do some artwork and stuff up there. We thought about just putting in a window in there, but the amount of effort and how it would look would just be odd. Just wouldn't look right. So we decided just to leave that wall on the other side. We'll finish this out, and then down through here. What we're doing now is, of course, there was no electricity up here. Once again, it's an attic. So we started running electricity up here. We got some outlets. So basically every 6 feet, by code, you're supposed to have an outlet. So we have done that. This wall over here, we've got the outlets installed. We're going to be testing them here pretty soon. We're working on this foam pieces. And here, I grab one here. And I can get it out of it. Oh, it's stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Let me grab here. This is a partial. So this foam, how these roofs are installed right in the center, and I don't know if you can see, that is actually opened up. There's a ridge cap that comes over there, but it has some basically screening in it, but allows air to flow through. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting insulation here across this, and it'll just basically stop about right here. We'll have R38, and then we'll put R19 down here. And what this does is allows some airflow to go through the roof and keep the moisture and things down, so we don't get a lot of mold. So we haven't put up there yet, and that's why the pieces up in that section. But this one here, we've got it there. It's just a little channel to let some airflow through there. Once again, this will stick past the insulation, and the R19 will be here, and so that allows the air to move up there. And then we'll just come in through here, back here. This wall here will just have R19 in it around here, and it's just, once again, most of your air loss in a house is up, not really through the walls. So we got R19 being here, R38 up top. The R38 will run here, and then up here across those boards, and then down the other side. So we won't really run any insulation up there. It's going to be a dead air spot, but that allows some air to move around from underneath and up top, just to keep the mold down, condensation, things of that nature. The air will keep that down. So anyway, so what we're trying to do is we got just a little more of this to put in, this stuff, to put into the end on this side. Of course, we got stuff, leftover building materials, things of that nature. Insulation we bought. That will have to get cleaned up, but so our plan is to go through here, and we have one more row of this stuff, and then we have to go through and install these boards. They're 2x6s by 8 feet long, and they give the depth. So our 38 is 12 inches deep, so it's thick stuff. That'll give us the distance we need. We'll have to probably come back and trim these up with probably use a Sawzall. And then we'll come back through, we'll put the insulation in. We'll, once that's done, then we can come back and put the wood board on there. Eventually what we want to do is the plan today, is we have some thin underlayment is what we're going to be using. It's a 1/5 of an inch thick. It's going to go up there just to keep the insulation from blowing around, keep anything from falling. Then we're going to come back down the road and put up tongue and groove, thank you. Tongue and groove, this whole thing will be tongue and groove. And we'll buy that, but right now, we just want to get this up here, get it done, so it's usable and functional. And actually, I mean, the board will make it look really nice. The problem is with it's only a 1/5 inch thick board. If you do anything real hard to it, you can put a hole in it pretty easy. So, but it'll make it very functional for the average person to come up here. Hey, we can move our office up here. We can put the bedroom set together. You know, things of that nature, and it's very functional and it's usable. And we can start getting some of the stuff out of our container that goes up here. We have a lot of stuff from the old house, furniture, things of that nature. We didn't want to get rid of any of it, or very little of it, until we had this done so we could see what we want to keep. Once we get this done and usable, then we can bring it up, set it up, see what we have, and then probably sell the rest of it off or donate some of it, just whatever we decide to do. But we wanted to make sure that we didn't want any of it for up here, because we weren't sure with the walls. You know, it comes up about 4 feet and then angles up and then cuts across. So what was feasible, what isn't, and I hated to get rid of stuff and then turn around and have to rebuy it. So we thought we'd do this. That opens up the ability to get this set up. We can have people come up and visit. They have a place to stay. And then also we have, like I say, we'll know what to do in the container. We can get that stuff out and get rid of the rest of it this spring. So we're excited about it. And the winter time gets pretty harsh. You know, this isn't going to be real quick. It's going to take us a little bit, but we're getting a nice start on it. We try to work outside on days that it's nice. Because there are some days in the wintertime that you can actually do some stuff outside. The wind's not blowing real hard. You're not buried, you know, on 4 feet of snow. And it's not minus 21 or 51. So those days we plan on coming up here. We'll do some work here. Doing some hanging pictures, things of that nature. We haven't really decorated the house that much. We've been in here for about a little over a year now.
There's all the decorations.
Yeah, there's a bunch of decorations, that's right. The problem that you have up here, which this year is really looking like it's going to be longer, the winter is normally around 6 months long. So you got 6 months of nice weather, you got 6 months of not so nice weather. And when the ground gets frozen, it makes it harder to do stuff. This year, it may end up being 7 months of winter, because normally we always get a nice snow. Mother's Day, Memorial Weekend, it runs through the end of the year, or end of May. And normally, though, we get just a little bit of snow in November. Actually, we'll get one around Halloween. November and December, there's small snows, you know, dusting to 5 inches. But normally in 3 to 4 days, they're gone. We haven't seen some of our pasture out there since the middle of October, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gotten some decent snows. It's not melting that good. It's not, normally the sun just devastates it, and we don't have that going on right now. So I got a feeling we're going to have 7 to 8 months worth of winter, and then we'll get into our little bit of mud season, and then we'll get into the nice stuff. So in the summertime, you're really rushing to get stuff built outside, get things taken care of, which was what we did this last year. We were trying to get houses, chicken houses built, pig houses built, things of that nature. And plus, it took a lot of our time because we had to move my mom up with us, unfortunately. She's blind now, so we had to move her in with us around this time last year, and so that took a lot of time. And then going back and taking care of her affairs in the spring. So it's a lot of things going on at that period of time. So we're hoping this next year that we can get a lot more stuff done outside. We'll have this accomplished up here before the winter's over with, or real close to it. As far as we can go in phase, let's call it phase 1. We'll call the rest of it phase 2, because we're on the flooring. We're thinking we're just going to use rugs right now. We have a lot of rugs, 8x10s, things of that nature. We're going to lay those down after we get everything else done, cleaned up nicely. But that's phase 1. Phase 2 will be putting the finishing touches to it. The tongue and groove, actually putting the flooring down that we want. We're not anticipating that this year, this winter time, but if I can get phase 1 where it's very usable and everything's going well up here, that'll be great, because that'll also give us an opportunity to see what we do have to work in that area. What do we got to fix, or what we think was going to work and needs to change. So that's kind of interesting aspect of it.
Turning it on.
Okay, guys, so we're going to show you how this stuff is super easy to install. You just have to get it lined up, and you staple it up in place. And like I said, these bumps here keep it from smashing when you put the insulation in. So it keeps these channels open up for the air. And so all you got to do is come up here in the void, bring it up as far as you can. You got to be careful, because there's nails for where they put the roof on.
Sorry.
And see, just do this. And we're just using 1/4-inch staples. What we don't want to do is we don't want to go through the roof decking, hit the paper on the outside, the felt paper, and punch holes through there. There's those leaks. So you use 1/4-inch, because that decking is 1/2 inch, so I can't go through it. And we are in a windy area, so generally, according to the instructions, I watched a video on it. Gotta love videos. If you're in windy areas, which we are, we get massive winds, you have to put a bead staples down the center. If you're not, you just have to do the 2 edges. But we are in areas that we do get winds up to 115 miles an hour. It's nothing to get 75-mile-an-hour winds.
You don't even notice it if you're 25.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, because we just kind of consider that normal. So what I'm doing is basically tacking it up there. I mean, in theory, the insulation will hold it in place. The hazard of this stuff, like I said, is there's nails that are sticking through the ceiling. Here, I'll kind of show you some. And so you got, when you're pushing it up there and getting your knuckles in there, you don't want that, to hit you in the hand. So it makes it tough. there's some of those. There's metal art stuff that we want to put up downstairs.
Maybe someday.
One of these days. So, once again,
have an office.
Yes, this foam plastic pieces here, they come in 4-foot sheets, and so you have to try to get in there and get to where you need to be. Like I said, there's a lot of things to poke your hand on, so you gotta be very careful. And it also makes it really tough to staple because it'll stop the stapler from going, getting in there close enough to actually connect with the wood, because you'll be setting on end of a nail, the nail. And that's really it. It's just, like I said, it's just enough to really let the air come up and keep the stuff down, keep the mold and moisture down. I mean, in theory, as long as the roof doesn't leak, you won't really get anything in there. It's just a little bit of stuff in the things, scheme of things. And here's one. This is one up here that was installed by the builder. And it's actually moving around. You can kind of see where the staple broke loose a little bit. It's just kind of sitting there. Because the wind blows around. So that will have insulation up there. This would have more. So they were, you can kind of see how they did it up there. I mean to make you sick if I am. It's got it setting up there, allowing that to get a little airflow, but block it from coming down farther. This upstairs is about 400 square feet. Just one big open room. Once again, there's building supplies. There's a lot of these things. Things up here have Christmas decoration boxes and things of that nature. Some of the side molding and stuff that is here for up here if we decide to use it. We got a dormer over there, nice little dormer. As you can see, we got the electrical wires to run on that side. And what we're really trying to do is I really don't have anywhere right now to store this stuff in the middle of winter, which I don't want to put it outside, is we're going to try to finish this side. We're going to get, hopefully, up to about right here. Get my hand is. About 4 feet up here, and that whole wall will be done. And then what we'll do is we'll shift everything over, and we'll continue to work. And we'll just work down the line until we get to that side. So anyway, it should be giving us something constructive to do this winter, and we could continue on and have what would always be nice to be able to have your house finished. So anyway, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Please share these videos with everybody that you can. We really could use the help. We appreciate all you guys that are subscribed to us. It really helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just it's a lot of work to edit and do these things. We edit our own videos, which I'm sure you can tell we're not pros. We shoot them ourselves, we edit them ourselves. So anyway, once again, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.